Hi, this is Dr. Michael Valentine, and what I'm wanting to explain today is why I decided to go gluten-free, and it actually started about approximately 10 years ago, and that's after doing a lot of investigation and determining why people have so many health problems today. In our practice, what we've seen over the last 30 years is we've seen the younger generation that come in aren't having a healing response like we saw 20 to 30 years ago. So that concerned us, and it caused us to go into further investigation as to why the healing process is being slowed down, delayed, or in some cases not happening at all. And when we started this whole process of this investigation, I ran specific tests on myself. Now, I didn't run a blood test because a blood test is not a very good test to confirm gluten sensitivity. And why I'm saying that is because gluten sensitivity will precede gluten intolerance, which precedes many times celiac. And when we do a gluten sensitivity test, we get an identification if the person has any sensitivity issues to gluten. And when we do that, we can also identify if they're having an autoimmune reaction to the gluten besides. That's real critical because someone might think, well, I'm gluten sensitive, but how is it really going to harm me? Well, there's over 190 conditions associated with gluten sensitivity, gluten reactions. And for many people, it will take anywhere between 10 to maybe 40, 50 years before they actually develop celiac. With this particular test that we perform, which is a stool test, it gives us the genetics. Does the person have gluten sensitivity? Do they have the celiac gene? Do they have compromise issues going on? Maybe the gut, maybe there's a malabsorption issue. I became gluten sensitive because my cousin actually developed multiple sclerosis at a very young age. He had a progressive form, non-remissive, which meant that he just went ahead, and when he developed that, he went from standing to a cane, to walker, wheelchair, to bedridden, and eventually died, and at a very young age. And then other family members with health problems, and coming to find out that the family has a history of really thyroid disorders, which was never confirmed, but many times showed up in the form of anxiety, depression, or even nervous breakdowns. So that began our search and research into the gluten issue, and today why we are known as the gluten-free doctors, and why we do more further investigation. So this is part one, just to give you a little bit of an idea. Each part will expand upon the next about the ramifications of gluten and how we best can go ahead and deal with it, how we can maybe get diagnosed if we have a gluten sensitivity issue, if we have maybe some cross-reactivity. When we talk about cross-reactivity, it could be dairy, it could be soy, it could be corn, it could be maybe even rice, it could be chocolate, it could be different non-gluten items that people will react to, even hemp. So with that, I want you to just look forward to the next, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.